Hey guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with my election predictions. All right, guys, so I'm going to explain exactly how I got to my predictions. I'm going to break down all the numbers for you guys. So at the end of the day, you guys can make the decision. If this is something, you might like a bet or two here or there, or you might like all of them. But it's up to you guys what you do. They are going to be official picks, so I'm going to put them in. I have been betting these for quite a while. Now, obviously, the odds have changed and they're going to continue to change probably pretty rapidly now. Before I get into it, guys, I want to say this, and I really want to drive this point home, okay? This is in no way, shape, or form me saying that, I favor one party over the other, okay? As a Canadian, guys, I know this doesn't affect me like it affects a lot of you guys. And I know there's going to be a lot of passion about, who you think might win. I'm deriving this, guys, simply from numbers and from modeling and from looking at basically any bit of information I could. I've been working on this for the better part of 6 months. So again, guys, please don't get upset if, I say a state or I say a party that you don't exactly agree with, guys. This is all based on math and probability. So if you're going to get mad at someone, get mad at a mathematician or something like that. As well, guys, I'm going to turn comments off for this video. I think it's important. And I'm begging you guys, please don't make me block your commenting rights on the channel, okay? If you go over to the free picks video and you start commenting, I'm going to delete it right away, so no one's going to see it, and I'm going to block you, okay? Because, guys, there are people that are very passionate about this, okay? The bottom line is, guys, come, Wednesday, close to half the country is going to be very upset, okay? And the other half, will be jubilant and happy. But, I hope that everyone can find a way to unite behind this decision, whatever the decision may be. At least I don't know what it looks like in the States. On Canadian news, I'm seeing, businesses being boarded up, and people are really worried about the civil unrest that could come from this. And it is my honest, sincere hope. I look at the United States as my second home. I spend a ton of time there, whether it's in Florida or in Las Vegas, where you guys know I spend an absolute ton of my life. And I love Americans. I really do. I love Americans. I've pretty well everyone I've run into, I've talked to over the years, hospitable, nice, kind, so again, I hope and I pray, and it's probably why I'm so nervous about tomorrow. I hope and I pray that, whatever happens, guys, it's just, it's a peaceful transition of power, or it's a peaceful, continuation of the current presidency, right? Whatever happens. So, first and foremost, guys, if you're living in the States, I wish you guys all the best tomorrow. All the best to you and your families. And, I guess there's not really much more to say, guys, but please, at least on this channel, okay, I'm giving you guys these because a lot of you guys wanted them. And again, I found value. Okay. I found value and I'm giving them to you. I was very reluctant. It's why I waited to the day before the election to finally do it. But please, guys, please, do me a favor and, don't get chatty about it on the other video. Like I said, I'm blocking comments on here, but if you do, guys, I promise you, okay, I will remove the comment and I will block you. I have to. I have no choice because I know how this would go, guys. There's going to be a lot of people heated over this. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to get into it, okay? Now, before I do get into it, guys, a couple things, okay? So first off, let's talk about, actually, you know what? I'll tell you my modeling first. Okay, so basically, guys, there's polling, okay? So polling, needless to say, how wrong was polling in the last election? Really bad. The polling was really, really bad. What I've done is I'm still utilizing polling to a certain extent because that's really ultimately how you grab, the vibe of the nation. What I've done is I've taken polls that are really, they're corresponding to each other, and to see how far off they are from one another. So certain states, correlate better with other states in terms of polling information. Like for example, I'll give you guys an example. Like California and Arkansas, their polls are completely independent. There's not a big correlation between those two, okay? So how I actually broke down the model, apart from kind of looking at the correlating thing, is I've taken all the polls. And again, guys, I told you, I've been working on this for 6 months. If I'm wrong tomorrow, I just wasted 6 months of my life. But anyways, is what it is. Okay, I've taken all the polls nationwide. I've removed all the polls that were off by 5 or more percent last election. So if their polling numbers were off by 5% or more, I removed them. They were not part of the equation whatsoever. Okay. The second thing I did, I removed any polls that could have a biased audience. So I'm not saying they're biased, but I'm just saying a biased audience. CNN, Fox, a couple of the other news networks, I removed their polls. Okay. So no CNN polls, no Fox polls. And it's not that I per se believe that, they're trying to bias a poll. I'm just saying that who they would be polling could potentially be biased. So I just removed them. Okay, so I removed that, anyone with a bias. What I did was I took university polls. So university polls, and I gave them a 1.1 time weighting. So they're basically worth 10% more than non-university polls. And the other thing that I did, guys, polls are done in a number of different ways. Polls are done online, polls are done by phone, polls are done by email, on sites, like all kinds of different ways. And I've assigned a various different weighting percentage, give or take a couple percent, just based on information I could find on online. Basically, I didn't talk to any experts about that, but all the information I could find online, I assigned a weighting basically plus or minus 1 to 3% for those. And the last thing I did, guys, was I assigned any of the polls. Okay, and this is just for the last thing I did for the polling. I assigned the polls a weighting of 1.2% if the polls were given only to registered voters. Okay, so 1.2 times, not 1.2%, 1.2 times weighting for polls of registered voters versus polls where people were just likely to vote. So important differentiation, guys. Registered voters, they're already registered, okay? They have the ability to vote. The likely to vote polls, I gave them a bit of a discount because, again, you're dealing with people who may not be registered and may not be registered to vote by the time that the election comes up and may not decide to vote. So I gave a 1.2 times weighting on registered versus just likely to vote. Next, guys, I took into account stock market indicators from the last 10 elections. Okay, I looked at stock market indicators. I've been reworking this every single week just to give myself like a rolling average percentage wise, and basically look at the stock market performance versus an incumbent's re-election percentages year over year. And finally, guys, I actually used the betting markets. Yes, the betting markets to determine basically where people were wagering and try to understand what that might translate into. So again, guys, I weighted these together. I worked on a bunch of different models, and I finally came up with one that when I was running my numbers, they were plus or minus kind of, I guess your margin of error. Some of the polls I don't completely agree with. Some of the polls I think are actually pretty close. But with that being said, guys, here's what I'm going to do. So that's more or less how I've arrived at my figures. Here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to go through. So I'm going to tell you guys the state, the polling percentages. So what the poll percentages are saying that candidate is going to win. I'm going to give you the Bender wins percentage, what my model says they're going to win. I'm going to tell you the ROI, and I'm going to tell you the recommended units. Okay. Above and beyond. So this is going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 states. Okay. 10 states in total, guys. And I have 3 additional bets from there. Now, at the end of the day, guys, we're dealing with, some pretty high volume. We're going to be dealing with some pretty heavy favorites in terms of certain states. So just be cautious about, how much you're betting. Again, guys, there are certain states where, I'll go through and I'll explain it as we go. But at the end, guys, above and beyond all the state bets, I will tell you, my pick for president. Although I think that you guys will probably figure it out, fairly early on. Okay. But I do want you to listen either way, guys, because I do have a way that we can do a nice hedge bet at the end and still come out, some positive units. Okay. So, all right. So let's get cracking here. All right. First off, guys, Arizona. Okay. So Arizona, guys, the line is Democrats minus 135. Okay. Right now, the polls show that the Democrats will win 73%. Okay. My polling numbers, so Bender wins numbers, 69% chance of Arizona winning. Okay. Now, based on minus 135 at 69%, that gives us a 20.1% expected ROI. Okay. So our expected return on investment is 20.1%. So that being said, guys, more or less, you're going to see the pattern here. If we're over 10%, it's going to be a 1 unit play. If it's an under 10% ROI, it's going to be a half unit play. Okay. Now, a lot of the under 10% ROIs are mostly to do with, basically the odds, and how heavy a favorite it is. But anyways, guys, okay. So here's the deal. Arizona, 69% chance Democrat, 20.1% ROI. We are going to go 1 unit on Arizona for Biden. Okay. Next, Maine. Okay. Maine, heavy Democrat state. Maine right now, it hasn't moved as much as some of the other lines. The polls have Maine as Democrat 99%. I have it at 94%. Okay, so 94% chance on Maine. Overall, guys, that gives us a 5.75% ROI. So we're going to go half a unit. So half a unit on Maine minus 800. Now, I know some of you guys would be like, minus 800, like, that's great. I mean, we're sports bettors, right? We're not used to seeing numbers like minus 800 and stuff like that. So again, guys, if you'd like to lay off, by all means, lay off. But what I'm looking at here, guys, is probability. Okay, now you could say to yourself, well, yeah, you know what? There's a 6% chance that could hit. According to my poll, if it's 6% chance, like, is it worth a 5% ROI? That's for you to decide. Okay, I'm just telling you guys, I've laid these bets. I'm riding them. So yeah, up to you guys. All right. So Maine minus 800, half a unit. Okay, half a unit there. Next, guys, Michigan. Okay, so Michigan minus 300. Okay, minus 300. The polls right now show 97% for Democrat. Okay, 97% for Democrat. I have 89%. So I have an 89% chance for Democrat. It's an 18.67% ROI. However, I'm going to make this one a 2 unit play. So I'm going to go Michigan for the Democrats as a 2 unit play. And one of the reasons why is because I've noticed a pretty hefty upward trend in the Democratic polls in the numbers I've looked at. And I think a lot of that can be attributed to the fact that the Trump campaign ran a little bit low on funds. And I believe that they strategically, I think it was a smart move by Trump, they strategically stopped running TV ads in Michigan. So, I mean, they didn't exactly wave the white flag in Michigan, but they reallocated their resources into better campaigns, which I think will be a good decision for them in the long term. But because of that, guys, I think Michigan has been trending more and more Democrat, and that's ultimately what I believe we will see. Okay, so 2 units, Michigan, Democrat. Next, guys, Minnesota. Okay, so Minnesota minus 370 Democrat. 99% chance in the polls that Minnesota goes Democrat. I have it at 91%, so 91% chance. It's a 15.59% return on investment. So I'm going to go 1 unit on Minnesota minus 370. Okay. Now, the first of our crazy super favorites. Okay. Crazy super favorites. Montana. Okay. Montana, guys, Republican. Okay. Montana, guys, we're going Republican. The polls show them right now at about a 99% chance that that's going to go Republican. My numbers show 99% chance that Montana goes Republican. Now that's going to give us so the odds are in Montana's minus 1250. Okay, so heavy favorite, but also, you know, better than 99% to be honest. Minus 1250, Republican, Montana. Okay, so we're going to go Trump in Montana. It's a 6.92 ROI. Okay, 6.92% ROI. We're going to go half a unit on Trump in Montana. All right. Next, guys, New Hampshire. Okay, New Hampshire, minus 500 Democrat. Minus 500 Democrat. 98%. The polls show 98% Democrat win. I have it at 91. Okay, that puts us at 9.2% ROI. 9.2% ROI. I'm going to go, sorry, on this one, guys, I went half a unit. Okay, I went half a unit. It's just under 10. But again, you know, we have other places we're going to allocate our money. So go half a unit, New Hampshire, minus 500. All right, next one, guys. This is our biggest favorite by far that we bet. I have some other favorites that I bet. I bet California, I bet New York as Democrat. Don't touch those now, guys. I mean, the numbers, like I got them at like minus 1,500, minus 1,800. I think they're minus like 4,000 and minus 5,000 now. So don't touch those. The value's gone. But those are like, you know, those bets, I think, my opinion, are as close to anything I've ever bet that would be 100% in my entire life. So yeah, I wasn't gonna leave those alone. But anyways, this is the highest percentage bet we have here, guys, that still has value. Okay, New Jersey, minus 1,600. Yes, 1600 minus 1,600. Okay, polls 99%. Okay. I have it at 99.3%. So my projection's actually on this one slightly higher than the polls. 99.3%, guys. That's a 5.51% ROI. So 5.51% ROI. So we are going to bet half a unit in New Jersey, Democrat minus 1,600. Okay. Next, guys, 3 more states to go through. Okay, so New Mexico. Okay, New Mexico, guys. Democrats are minus 600 in New Mexico. The polls show them at 97%. I have them at 98%. Okay, so polls show them 97. I have them at 98%, guys. Very strong. So that gives us a 14.33% ROI. So we're going to bet a full unit there. Minus 600 New Mexico. 14.33% ROI. Next, guys, Pennsylvania, the all-important Pennsylvania. All right. Now this is where I saw, like, there's a major discrepancy between polling and what I came out with. Okay. Polling right now shows a 94% chance Pennsylvania is going Democrat. I did not find that at all, but I still found value there, guys, because I'm at 77% right now. So Pennsylvania minus 185, 77% chance it goes Democrat. That gives us an 18.62% ROI. So 1 unit on Pennsylvania. Okay, 1 unit on Pennsylvania. And then finally, guys, last one of the state picks, Wisconsin. Okay, Wisconsin minus 380. Polls show 97% chance that Wisconsin goes Democrat. My polling, Bender wins, 90% chance. Okay, so 90% chance. That's good for a 13.68% ROI. So, you know, just under 14% ROI. 1 unit, Wisconsin, Democrat. Okay. All right. So if you can't tell kind of where my election pick is going by now, well, I'm sure you can. The next pick, if this is available at your book, guys, here's the breakdown, okay? Odds of the Democrats winning the House, better than 99%. It is better than 99%. Odds of the Democrats winning the Senate, about 80 to 81%, right around that range. So odds of Democrat winning the Senate, about 80 to 81%. And again, we have a bet here, guys, where we can take, and you might have this available at your book, you might not, but if you do, you go ahead and bet this, guys. The odds of the Democrats winning the election, House and Senate, so a clean sweep, okay, minus 125. So they have to win all three. They lose one of them, forget it. But really, ultimately, guys, what we're really betting on here, not so much the House. The House is going Democrat. The election and the Senate, and both of them are pretty heavy lean towards Democrat right now. So at minus 125, guys, this gives us a 31.4% ROI. 31.4% ROI. But that being said, guys, we're still just going to go one unit. Okay, we're going to go one unit. Democrat win election, House, and Senate. Okay, election, House, and Senate. And finally, guys, one more bet, and it's kind of like a combination bet. Okay, and this is going to ultimately tell you who I think is going to win, guys. But we're going to play this. We're going to do this strategically. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to talk about Florida for a second. Okay, I'm going to talk about Florida. The latest polls show a 78% chance that Biden's going to win. Okay, that's what the polls show. The polls show a 78% chance that Biden's going to win. It's wrong. Okay, I still think, unfortunately for the Trump fans in Florida, there's still a 51% chance that Biden wins Florida. Okay, he's polling well with certain demographics that make up a large portion of Florida's population. Okay, and again, guys, like I went through polls state by state. That's why I said when I look at like the correlations line up and it kind of proves some of your validity. If you see, corresponding states that kind of correspond with one another, and you see the polling is very different when you're dealing with, let's say, college educated white males, right? And you look at two states that correlate. If the numbers are way off, some's not right there. Okay, I mean they should be within a margin of error, give or take, right? So with Florida, guys. I think the hope that Biden may have in Florida would be that he's polling much better than Hillary Clinton with certain demographics. And those demographics are demographics that really helped Donald Trump win it the last time. So it's 51% chance that I think Biden wins Florida. It's as close to a coin flip as there is. But, okay, Trump is minus 165. So minus 165. So we're going to bet a half a unit on Trump at minus 165. And now you guys are like, wait, you just said there's basically a 51% chance Trump's losing Florida. But we're going to bet a half unit minus 165? Please explain that, Ryan. Yes. And I'll tell you why, guys, because it's going to be a hedge of our next bet. Okay, and when I explain the next bet, it's going to make sense to you guys, okay? It's going to make a lot of sense. All right, here's the next bet. The next bet, guys, Biden to win the presidential election and be the next president of the United States, 3 units minus 183, okay? 3 units, Joe Biden to be the next president, minus 183. Now, that being said, why do we take Trump in Florida? All right, so this is one of these unusual bets, guys, that I've created literally hundreds of simulations and worked on all kinds of different paths to the presidency. And I've looked at what a Biden win might look like and what a Biden win could look like. And an unlikely Trump win, an unlikely Biden. But here's the common denominator. Okay? Here's the common denominator. Every single time that Donald Trump won the election, he won Florida in all those simulations. Okay. Not one simulation did I have a clear path that wasn't like, completely far-fetched where Donald Trump did not win Florida. So here's the thing about this bet. Okay. It's a bit of a hedge bet. Okay. So let's say, for argument's sake, guys, let's say Donald Trump loses Florida. Okay. First off, let's say he loses Florida. Okay. We lose half a unit, minus 165. But we more or less, basically at that point, we've won our 3-unit Biden bet on election, because there is no path. I mean, you guys could try and explain to me how he's going to steal these other states, and that's fine. But you know what? Realistically, based on all my math, there's like a maybe 1 in 10,000 chance, or 1 in 5,000. I don't know. Something. It's ridiculous. His chance to win the election without Florida, Donald Trump, is basically as close to zero as you can get. Okay, so that's scenario one. Donald Trump wins Florida. Or sorry, Donald Trump loses Florida. We lose the Trump bet for half a unit of Florida. We win the Biden bet. Okay, we win the Biden bet, three units to win. Okay, now let's look at the next scenario, guys. Trump wins Florida, he wins the election. Okay, Trump wins Florida, he wins the election. We lose 3 units on the Biden bet. We're going to steal a half unit back, just a little bit of insurance. We get a half unit back. We're still not, some of us might be happy politically, but we're not going to be happy with the bets, okay? But we get a half unit back on Florida. All right, here's the other scenario, okay? Trump wins Florida, okay? Trump wins Florida. Biden still has a very good shot to win the election, okay? Trump can win Florida, okay? Then Biden can pick up, more than likely going to pick up Wisconsin. We said 90%, more than likely going to pick up Michigan, 89%. There's a lot of other ways that he can get there. So there's a good chance, believe it or not, there's a good chance that we could pick up both these wins. Okay. So we could actually pick up 3.5 units instead of 3, but we're also limiting the downside, but we really can't lose both. There's not a scenario where we're going to lose both here, because again, there's virtually no path in which Donald Trump loses Florida and wins the election, like virtually zero. Okay. So anyways, guys, that is it. All right. So at the end of the day, guys, I have a fair amount of skin in the game, a fair amount of action out there. It's ultimately up to you how comfortable you are with, with the polling numbers, how comfortable you are with my numbers that I've derived from polling, from the tweaks that I've made, from all the research I've done over months and months and months, as to what you bet here, guys. But again, they're Bender win picks. So if you guys want to put them in, put them in. If not, totally get it. Again, guys, I beg you, I put a lot of work in here, guys. And I believe that I'm probably going to be right. But there's always a margin of error. And at the end of the day, guys, this comes straight from mathematics. It has nothing to do with, who I want to see win, or, who I think would make a better president. Nothing to do with that, guys. This is strictly based on math and the probability of outcomes and the different models that I've developed. Okay. So, with that being said, guys, we're going to keep that promise not to make comments on the other board, not to, just don't. Okay, just don't. Okay, if you guys want to private message me, if you guys want to message me and you want to discuss it, or you want to ask about, another state, I'll try to help you guys out. Message me on Instagram. Okay, Bender wins sports betting. Okay, message me there. Other than that, guys, please, if you comment on another video, because I'm blocking comments here. If you comment on another video about the election picks, okay, I will block you. Straight up. I'm telling you now, fair warning. I will block you. Okay. If you want to say, enjoyed the video, fine. If you want to say, I like Donald Trump, blocked. I like Joe Biden, blocked. Simple like that. Like anything political at all, blocked. All right? And don't make me do it, guys. I hate doing it. Like, nothing ruins my day worse than, I want to keep everything positive there. So I know this is not what some of you guys wanted to hear. I know for others, it is what you wanted to hear. But ultimately, guys, these are my projections, okay? So they're my projections based on the systems I built. What I project has no bearing on what's going to happen tomorrow. So if you believe deep down in your heart that Donald Trump is going to win the election, keep believing that. That's fine, okay? These are, again, mathematical projections, guys. Let me quickly tell you guys. I hope you guys are still watching because this is important. Let me tell you what this doesn't take into account, okay? Here's what it doesn't take into account, and this is important if you guys are going to be making bets. It doesn't take into account if there's disqualified mail-in votes, okay? So I have heard that, there's a higher disproportionate number of mail-in votes that have been disqualified this year, either for not having the right envelope, not having witness signature. It could be like the new hanging Chad kind of thing. Other risk factors. Basically, these results are going to be confirmed by the news agencies. I believe in most sports books, they're confirming it, at least on a state level, that CNN and Fox have to agree on who the winner is. And, if they're not willing to do that, your bet might get voided. What are the other risk factors? The other risk factors really, this is an unprecedented election. It's ultimately, the early turnout has been absolutely amazing. Like the early turnout's been tremendous, for early voting, mail-in voting. So I think it's going to set an absolute record for total votes. I think it will. But there's always the chance that on election day, people decide that they don't want to go out. They don't want to risk being at the polls. There's chance that, like as of tonight, Donald Trump was trying to, or the Trump campaign was trying to disallow 124,000 votes in Houston, which, in Houston, they're going to be probably predominantly Democratic votes, but trying to disallow that. Now, just before I started posting this, the courts ruled against them and they're going to allow those votes. But believe me, I think we're probably going to see a fair amount of legal action in various different ways. Unless it's a complete and total blowout, in which case, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so there are risk factors involved here, guys. So it's important that you take that. Don't rush off and bet right away. Let this marinate. Maybe pick the bets you want. If you want to go for it, guys. Again, we're still practicing bankroll management, but we're dealing with some pretty high levels of certainty and probability when we look at some of these state bets. So, although we may not be comfortable, I would never come to you guys in a million years and be like, guys, let's bet this team minus 1,600. I wouldn't do that. It's a different animal, okay? Different animal, guys. We're looking at, a fairly large amount of bets here and some pretty decent ROIs, okay? So anyways, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate it. If you guys are in the States, I wish you the best of luck. I hope everyone goes out and votes. If you haven't voted already, I hope you guys go out and vote. I guess bottom line, I'll be praying for you guys tonight. I hope that however this turns out, that the country can come together and not be as divided as maybe I've seen in just the last little while, because I'm Canadian, guys, but the US literally is my second home. Love you guys. So anyways, be safe, all the best, go out and vote. Yeah. All right, guys. So thank you very much. And as always, guys, have a very lucky day.